Did you know there's a secret technique that you can teach Link that allows him to attack his enemies at range without using any resources or durability and shoves giant rocks up their butts? This is the Earthwave Technique, and we're going to be showing you exactly how to get it today, as well as the full Yiga Armor set, a helmet that prevents you from getting hit by lightning, and a fun combo that you can use with the Eightfold to be able to freeze targets at range, which is incredibly useful and a lot of fun. The first thing we're going to need to do is go to the Yiga clan hideout. You can find this by jumping out of the Gerudo Highlands Skyview Tower, and you're going to fly down to this location right about here. It is underground just a little bit. You can jump down through this little hole and you can walk your way up to the Yiga clan entrance right here. Once here, you're going to find a guy just staring at a door for the rest of his life. If you talk to this guy, he's going to tell you that he came here to learn a cool move called the Earthwave Technique. But lo and behold, only Yiga clan members can learn this technique, which means we need to find all 3 pieces of the Yiga armor. The first location we're going to go to is just north of Central Hyrule, just below the Aldor foothills. We're going to go to this location right here. As you approach this location, you're going to see a lot of signs of Yiga, and if you run up the hill, there's going to be a little hole in the ground that we can go inside of. Just head your way inside of here, and we're going to have to battle 2 Yiga clan members, as is tradition. These guys are pretty squirrely, but just try and do your best to take them out as quick as possible, and we can move on to the next part. Also, make sure to pick up the Eightfold Long Blade if one does drop it, because we're going to be using it later. After defeating them, if you head back towards the entrance a little bit and look up, you can actually see where we need to ascend up to get our first piece of armor. So just go ahead and send up through the ceiling, pop out, and you should see the pants just sitting over in this corner right here. Talk to this fine person. Man, she's got like a piggy nose. And once you finish this conversation, you'll get the Yiga tights. Next, we're going to launch out of the Hyrule Field Skyview Tower, and we're going to head to the Great Plateau. We want to fly over to the old shack just back here, and as we're falling down, you're going to see that it's actually surrounded by spikes now, so you need to land up inside of here. If you can't get here from the Skyview Tower, you're just going to have to find a way to hop over. You can use a bomb shield jump or a rocket to be able to get up in here and open the door. Of course, when you try and open this door, it's going to be yet another trap, so take out these Yiga clan members as quick as you can, and then once defeated, you can head inside the shack. At the back corner of this shack is going to be another person you can talk to acquire the Yiga mask. And for the final piece, we need to head to the northeast corner of the map to the Akala Ancient Tech Lab. Once again, go and approach the door, prepare for another ambush, and take out your enemies. And don't forget to pick up any mighty bananas that you find. Open up that door, and in this corner right here is going to be the final piece, the Yiga Armor. Now just head back to the Yiga clan hideout, and once you talk to the door, you'll finally be let in. Once inside, talk to the big man up on this pedestal right here, and he's going to inform you that there's different things that you can actually buy here, like these nice big spikes, which I'm going to actually use for a build in the future. You can also get the Eightfold Long Blade or the Eightfold Blade here, but where we want to go for now is in this back room right here. So we're going to follow this path all the way through. And once you get to this location here, just drop down, and then we're going to head to the back area. Follow this path to the right, go up the stairs, then climb up the ladder in the back. Follow this hallway to the back, and then go to the very corner of this room right here, and then activate Ascend. Just ascend right through this. There's different ways you can do this, but if you do it right in this corner, you can get to the top of this building, then you can just hop off, activate your glider, and we need to talk to this guy who's going to tell us about a couple different trials that we can accomplish here to unlock different things. One of which is going to be this lightning helm, which we definitely want. It's going to cost you 100 rupees for each of these challenges. And for the first one, we have to defeat Yiga clan members in under a minute. So just run around and try and defeat all of these Yiga clan members as quick as you can. And once you complete it, you're going to get the Yiga fabric as your first reward. The next reward you're going to get is the Earthwave Technique. Give the big man another 100 rupees, and complete the next challenge in under a minute. You're going to have more Yiga clan members to defeat this time, but as your reward, you'll get the Earthwave Manual. If you talk to him one last time, we can get the Lightning Helm for another 100 rupees and one more challenge. It storms so much in Tears of the Kingdom that this Lightning Helm is really going to come in super handy. Yeah, it doesn't have a ton of defense, but it does deflect lightning, which means you'll no longer have to swap out all of your weapons. You can just swap one piece of gear and never have to worry about lightning again. Plus, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's a little ridiculous, but still pretty cool. But the real prize here is the Earthwave Technique. The unfortunate part about this is you do have to unequip your weapon to be able to use it, but then once you have no weapon equipped, you can use the attack button and you'll activate this skill. The nice thing about it is it's not going to use any resources and you can continuously use it as long as you have stamina. Now, this ability isn't super super powerful, but it can be a really interesting utility thing. Now, maybe you're fighting something with a shield and you don't want to waste durability by slapping at your enemy, right? What you can do is you can activate this skill, rocks will come up from under it, which will make it drop its weapons, and then you could take one of your better weapons out and murder its face. The other nice thing about it is just being able to incapacitate your enemy for just a second as they fall to the ground. It's also great that you can use this from pretty far away to be able to knock out enemies you don't feel like dealing with, but really having it for those shield ones can be super helpful. Now, it's great that you can also use this with your shields, that way you can take advantage of an opening, and then once they're down, pull out something a little bit better and murder their face while they're on the ground. Having all these different types of utility things in the game is actually a lot of fun. Now let's get into the Eightfold Long Blade. When wielded by a proficient fighter, it cleaves the wind and creates a vacuum. This is actually really cool because we can do something with this. If we say put a Nadra's horn on here, every time we swing this weapon, we're still going to get this thing that launches out of it, but now it's going to have an ice effect on it, which means you can apply this ice effect from very far away while also targeting specifically with it. Now maybe you don't want ice, you can apply other things to it as well. In my opinion, ice is just one of the best elements in the game. It's incredibly good for crowd control and destroying your enemies, and just being able to freeze and lock up some enemies from far away without actually having to attack them is pretty cool. Well, yes, you still technically have to attack them, but being able to do this freeze attack from much farther away than you usually would be able to is really useful. And if you want, you can still combine it with this Earthwave technique. Another great option for this is going to be fusing a Ferrosh blade on here, which is going to give you the electric bonus on the weapon, which means your wind gust now is filled with electricity, which is going to cause your enemies to drop their weapons and shake around on the ground while they pee themselves.